Ooh, very dramatic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is here. Nancy Drew Mystery Adventure Midnight in Salem, 5 years later. Uh, don't have any idea what to expect. I do know that there's going to be a three-dimensional environment. The speech actress is different. Some of the examining of the evidence is going to be a little bit more three-dimensional. You can turn an object and look at it from all angles. So that's exciting. The smartphone was updated. It has a to-do list. Don't know what the clue features are going to look like this time around, but we're just going to jump right into it and figure it out as we go. All right, this is the first time looking at it. I have no idea what to expect. We're definitely going to do amateur though, because yeah, I'm not the best at the puzzles.
Dear Ned, Austria has been wonderful so far. Dad called. He wants me to get an old relic while I'm here.
Naturally.
The Book of Apologies, which dates back to the 17th century witch trials in Salem.
Classic Carson.
I'll be going to Mosam Castle to retrieve it before I head back to the States. It's said to be haunted, so I'm expecting some good scares and mysteries. Ever yours, Nancy.
So definitely a younger sounding voice actress.
Feels like ages since I was on my last adventure. So, are you coming in?
That's all right, Miss Drew. I'd prefer to stay out here.
Why? It's so warm and inviting in here.
Yes, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. All of Judge Sewell's effects are there, just as your father requested. Although, I will tell you, as I told him, the desk is locked, and I don't have the key. But I will gladly stay and answer any questions you have. From the other side of this door. I recommend opening the window for some light. There's no electricity here. Well, in that room at least.
Click to move. Okay.
Ah, much better. What a wonderful view.
I mean, that's actually a pretty terrible view,
Oh,
but
great. You know, that room used to be a prison cell. Mosam Castle was the site of the most famous and violent witch trials in Austrian history. The Salzburg witch trials predate the Salem witch trials by 17 years, actually. After the incidents in Salem, Judge Sewell willed his personal effects to be preserved by, and since we are the premier historical reference on witch trials, it ended up here.
just clicking skip dialogue.
So, you've seen his Book of Apologies.
The book written by Judge Sewell? Oh, no.
You mind if I ask why?
Oh, okay.
Is there something scarier in here than creaky floors?
Well, let's just say that ghosts exist in this castle. And if they do exist, they definitely haunt that room.
Ghosts? Can't say I've ever seen one, but they are non-corporeal by definition.
Yes, thank you, Nancy. Okay, so the screen's edges are what turn you, and apparently clicking.
Some of this stuff looks very old, but it doesn't look like it's very useful.
Skips dialogue, which, wish I had known in advance.
Is this Judge Sewell's desk?
Ah, yes. That desk is where he spent most of his time working when he wasn't in court. Custom made. If the Book of Apologies does exist, he would have written it at that desk.
And what's inside this alleged book?
Your father didn't tell you? It was a ledger containing all the names of the accused witches from the Salem witch trials. Judge Sewell had doubts about his convictions, and he wrote the book as a means to make amends.
Why does Carson want
Allegedly.
this?
Yes.
What a weird, obscure item of history to have.
I found a letter. It's addressed to Abigail Hathorne Woodley.
What does it say?
I do regret to write to you in this state. I have been racked with guilt as my fervency of spirit was too great to determine a conviction just. He asks for her forgiveness and for God's.
Okay, we've got a little document. Whoa, spooky. Oh, we can just turn it this direction. Okay. His light, in all caps, to bathe my conscience clean. Over recent years I have sent punishments only attributable to godly wrath. 2 of our daughters have perished, my wife's mother as well, and our latest child did not draw breath when born. This is, like, written too easily readable. Like, if this was, like, real Puritan shit, this would be, like, indecipherable, although I guess we are in Austria. I must repent, lest my children forever be held in anger and contempt by our Father. To right the wrongs made in zealous blindness, I am writing a book I call the Book of Apologies. To be worthy of his mercy, I'm traveling the world to note down all the names of those wrongfully accused of witchcraft. Buddy, that's going to take you a long time. Let this be my final legacy, my only way to right the wrongs I've helped create. My guilt allows me not to ask for your forgiveness, though. Know that my soul remains forever tortured by the knowledge of what I have done. Wow, okay. Dramatic, but I like it. Okay.
What does this mean?
Well, you just read it, Nancy, so you should know what it means. Okay, so do we hold on to it, or does that just go there? Do we drag it? Nope, okay. Mechanics are kind of weird so far.
Locked.
We're missing the little symbol for the magnifying glass to light up to know it's something that we should click on. But I guess it's alright because at least this way. But this way I just feel like I'm gonna be clicking on everything at the screen.
You said Judge Sewell was a pious man.
Yes, he believed in the healing powers of the good book. Of course, the Bible was also used to justify executing people.
Depends on who's reading it. It's often misinterpreted. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Sounds like a man full of regret.
Oh. Oh, so if we read it, it just shows it in font that's easier for people to actually read. Okay. And X takes us out of it. Okay. Well, a lot of stuff here, but we can't seem to click on any of it.
Malleus Maleficarum. Wow. The Hammer of Witches itself. Gives me chills knowing what it did.
Yes, indeed. A how-to guide for hammering out witchcraft. It was written in 1487 by a man whose name I won't even bother to mention because he used bunk science to send hundreds, if not thousands, of people to their deaths.
Part 3, second head, question 4. Oi. Yep, lots of delightful things about killing women. Yep, classic.
Some of this stuff looks very old, but it doesn't look like it's very useful.
Okay. What else would you like me to click on, Nancy?
Hard to tell how far up we are.
Okay.
Dr. Hurst?
Yes, I'm here.
That, like, shadowy outline. Austria's wonderful.
Austria is wonderful.
The food is quite an experience.
The pancake soup was great.
Yes,
That's not
the
a real thing.
Frittatensuppe. The locals consider it traditional.
Maybe it is.
How long have you known my dad?
Oh, Carson and I are not that close. He reached out to me because I'm the historian keeping track of all the relics here. And, as he guessed, we should have the Book of Apologies somewhere.
Lucky I was already here on vacation. I was quite surprised when he called and asked me to come. Though I have to admit, visiting a castle is something I've never been able to turn down.
Do you do these kinds of things a lot?
From time to time.
I still have no idea what the motivation.
What else can
is
you
here.
tell me about the Book of Apologies?
As I mentioned, it's the book written by Judge Samuel Sewell himself, detailing the names of people accused of witchcraft. Sewell was one of the very few judges who regretted his actions. The book became his way of finding redemption. Sewell himself was originally from England, but acted as a judge in the Salem witch trials. Do you perhaps know why Carson would need
Thank
such
you.
a book? Just out of curiosity, of course, it's just such a very unusual request.
He's looking into it as a favor for the current judge in Salem.
Oh,
I'll get back to it.
take all the time you need.
I'll get back to it. Okay, so obviously something going on with this desk. What about these guys? No, nothing. Found key. Right mouse. Right mouse. Okay. Click on it to interact. Alright. Oh, there we go. Okay. Should we X out? And then we go here? Okay.
What a clever desk. It even comes with a labyrinth.
Hold and drag to cube. Okay, so we just have to get it here, so that is easy enough.
Easy. I found it. It's here.
What? Really? Amazing!
It's locked behind some sort of cage, though. The lock says A.W. Any ideas?
A.W.? No. But I have some tools in the shop that might be able to cut it free. In my shop. I'll go. Meet me there.
Where is that? Hey, wait for me.
Wait, Spectre.
The Book of Apologies.
Yes.
It's locked.
Yes, thank you.
The Book of Apologies.
Okay.
It's locked.
Okay, so I guess we just go. Oh.
Nancy! This way!
Where is that? Dr. Hurst?
Nancy Drew, it's Deirdre Shannon.
Deirdre? Can I call you back? I'm in the middle of...
Listen, I know we haven't exactly been besties.
No,
in
we
the
made
past,
up. We're
But I'm in
besties
the
now.
middle of something big, and
Deirdre, I have to call you back.
wait, don't hang up on me.
Elizabeth? Elizabeth! Hey! What are you doing? What? The book! They took the book!
Okay.
Stop!
It's Bigfoot.
Stop running!
Gosh. Oh wow, this is bad. Okay. Just clicking a lot. Oh, God, it's so jarring.
Gotta move slowly. Come on. No!
What is happening? Oh! Oh, and they just glitched
Gotta
away.
figure out which way they went. Must be a clue here.
Okay, well, we have a key, a can, and of course, a torn plane ticket, because that's what you leave when after you steal something. You leave a torn plane ticket. Okay, going to Boston from Vienna. Okay. 28th. Coming
A
up on
ticket to
Halloween.
Boston. This canister looks to have been used as a homemade smoke bomb.
And then our key. Oh, actually, is this a different key?
A.W. Same as the desk. This canister looks to have been used as a homemade smoke bomb.
Okay.
Yes, Deirdre. What is it?
You know where I am right now? Salem.
Salem? As in, witch trial Salem?
No,
Avi.
as in...
Come on, Drew. My cousin has... Well, she's gotten into some trouble here. And I thought I could help her out.
She's being burned at
But
the
it turns
stake.
out this situation is much more complicated than I anticipated. So now, I'm calling you to ask for some...
Plot
guidance.
development. Oh, or guidance.
You
that
want
works,
my
too.
help?
Oh, yes, don't make this more painful. I could use your professional opinion, okay?
Well, it so happens that the case I'm on is connected to Boston, which is just nearby Salem. And I was never a big believer in coincidences.
Oh, are you sure?
I'd love to.
Seriously?
I thought I had reached a dead end, but it looks like I have to go to Massachusetts anyway. In any case, a fresh perspective would do me good.
Ugh, you're already annoying me, and you're not even here yet.
You're welcome. I think it might even be fun.
Oh, this is so the worst idea I've ever had. I'll pick you up from the airport.
Okay, so I guess that's all we were doing there. We never figure out what our figment of the imagination doctor looks like.
I appreciate you coming here, Drew.
I'm just glad you didn't change your mind and leave me at the airport.
Might have crossed my mind. Keep the excessive cheeriness under control, and we'll be fine.
No promises.
Where were you, by the way?
Austria,
Did I interrupt a vacation with Ned?
didn't you bring me here to help with a case?
Yes, I did. And that's it.
A fire? Was anyone hurt?
Happened in the middle of the night. No one was there, thankfully. The house wasn't completely destroyed, but the person who lived there had to move out. Just so we're clear, this is my case. I know you're a detective and everything, but this is personal. It's family. Well, extended, and from my father's side. But whatever, that's not the point. It's personal. You take my lead, okay?
Of course.
But
Well, I have done this a couple of times, Deirdre, and in my experience, we can cover twice as much ground if we work side by side.
you know, respect your experience and whatever, but family trumps experience. It's sensitive, and I don't want you messing it up by being too
What?
you. You're a question machine. This
Yeah, she really lacks
requires
tact.
gentle handling. Delicate.
And that's been your approach.
Well, like I say, I need help.
So, can I ask some questions?
Like anyone could stop you.
Why are we in a PS2 game?
Why don't we start with your extended family?
They're cousins. The Perrys. Parry.
Oh, like in fencing.
Yes. Tegan is the older one. May is younger. They had a difficult childhood, okay? And now May is suspected of committing arson on the most important historic mansion in Salem. And I know it's not true. I know it.
Okay.
What can you tell me about May?
She has a reputation as a troublemaker. Seems like a loner to me. Maybe a bit odd at times.
Witch!
Sometimes she can even sense things before they happen.
Odd how?
I mean, that was a
I don't
joke,
know.
but...
Troubled teen stuff, difficult time as a kid. Oddest thing is, she won't give an alibi.
That would be seen as suspicious.
That's the problem. Everyone is so suspicious of her. Prejudice, I guess. Because of... well, you'll see.
Sounds like we should talk to her soon.
Where do you think we're going?
What does Tegan think about this?
She's worried about May, obviously. Tegan isn't like May. She's upstanding. She works at the Salem Museum and doesn't know a thing about criminal cases, which is why she contacted me.
Okay.
One more question. What can you tell me about this historic mansion?
It's called the Hathorn House, and it's old. Like, really old. And now it's been set on fire.
Thanks.
Nothing else significant about it?
Well, yeah, a lot of things. But one that's kinda why you're here.
Which is why.
The Hathorn House is haunted.
Dun dun dun. Slow fade to black. And a long. Oh, there we go.
What do you mean, haunted?
Exactly that. There's ghosts.
Deirdre.
I don't believe it either, Drew. But I can't explain it. Everyone seems to think they exist. With so many sightings, even if it isn't real ghosts, something is definitely going on.
It's like that scene in
I
Mean
thought that
Girls. The
maybe
bus
you
is just gonna
can
come barreling in from
disprove
stage
that.
left.
So, would you please get out of my car and come inside?
Okay.
If we're going to work side by side, you'd better learn to keep up with me.
You must be Nancy. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh gosh. She looks terrifying.
You know, you live in the same neighborhood for 20 years, and you'd expect your neighbors to be a little more understanding when your family is falsely accused of a horrific crime. Oh, I'm sorry. How are you, Deirdre?
I'm good, thanks.
Tegan Perry. Welcome to my home.
This is a
Well,
big hole.
our home. Although right now my parents are literally on safari in Namibia, so...
Okay, that explains
While
a
their
lot.
daughter is being convicted of a crime she didn't commit, I'm taking care of things around here.
Come
They'll be
from
home
well.
soon. Hopefully. A very expensive courier is tracking them down in the bush. Top notch. I found him on the internet. Deirdre tells me you'll be assisting her in clearing my sister's name.
Assisting? Yeah.
She's innocent. I don't know why she won't help herself. She's got a difficult reputation. Well, you know, Deirdre, what people here can be like. She doesn't trust easily, not since... I'm sorry, are you hungry?
The
There's clam
incident.
chowder, homemade. A little taste of New England. I made up the guest bedroom for you, Nancy. Deirdre, sorry, you're bunking with May. Make yourselves at home. Oh, I almost forgot. After you girls get comfortable, you two should swing by the museum. Might as well take in some history while you're here, right?
Kinda
Just
looks
don't
like
get
House
suckered into
Flipper.
that witch's walking tour. Olivia Ravencroft is not a witch. She would have you believing all kinds of nonsense about the town being full of ghosts.
I thought you two used to be friends.
That was a long time ago. Look, I'm sorry, I gotta get going. Running late to an appointment.
Thanks, Tegan. I appreciate you letting us stay. Before you go, do you have time for a quick question?
Nancy, we just got here.
Sorry, I know you're in a rush. It would really help.
What's
Of
happening
course.
here?
I
What's
have
happening
time
with the
for one
hands?
question, if it'll help.
Oh. Can you tell me about where the fire happened? Yeah.
What can you tell me about where the fire happened?
What have you heard about it? Look, I appreciate you want help, but I don't want you dragging all that up and upsetting May. You
I
told me she
appreciate
would be able to
want
reach her.
help?
That's not the...
Is that a typo?
That's not what Nancy is asking about.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. I just thought since the Hathorn House is important to the town, you must know about it. Through the museum.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The Hathorn House fire. Yes, John Hathorn was
What?
one of Salem's founders. His large house estate was the oldest surviving structure from 17th century Salem.
Oh, is that all?
And there were two fires,
That
apparently.
was 2 questions. I said 1.
Okay, well.
But yes, he was also the big-time judge that presided over the Salem witch trials.
Is there some other fire I need to know about?
Right?
No. May's accident was in a fire. I just don't want her getting upset with unnecessary questions about things long over.
I understand.
You can read all about Judge Hathorn when you come to the museum later. Gotta run.
And a fade to black so we avoid the animation. Classic.
You jerk. Tegan said you've been in town for days, but you haven't come by.
I know. I had to check in with your case at the, Look, I didn't want to bother you. How you holding up?
I've been accused of worse.
No, you haven't.
Hey, at least I got you to get off your butt and finally visit me.
Oh, this is the girl I was telling you about. Nancy Drew.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. Bye.
Oh.
Oh.
She really doesn't want to talk. This could be difficult. Any advice?
Do better? I'll be in the kitchen.
And another fade to black. Okay. Well, we appear to have... See, like, this is... I don't know what is important to click on or not, so I feel like I'm just going to be clicking on, like, everything.
Huh.
Okay, yes, thank you. Let's try talking to her.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah?
Do you mind if I look around the house?
Ugh, you're so weird. I'm done talking, okay?
Oh, it looks like she's got a burn on her face.
Hi.
Oh, no, that was a mistake.
I'm done talking, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Rust be gone. Now that's handy. Never know when a bit of stubborn iron oxide will get in the way of investigating.
Nancy sounds like an AI trying to sound like a teenager.
Hiking the
It's amazing.
Patagonian
I love it.
highlands, outback safari, survival guide for the rainforest of Myanmar. The Perrys have a real taste for adventure.
And a real taste for giant frames for tiny pictures. What is happening here? Okay. So that didn't work. Can we go upstairs? Yes.
Huh?
Okay, so yes, there's 2 candles we found. Looks suspicious. Ugh. I want to go here. I want to click on this. Can I not do that? Okay, apparently I can't.
The neighborhood looks peaceful from up here. I probably shouldn't be in May's room without an invitation. Oops, wrong door. The guest room is at the end of the hall.
Okay, fine. No snoop-a-doop. Oh. Yeah, so far not a fan of these mechanics, but, you know, get used to it.
Are you ready to leave yet? We don't have all day.
Yeah.
This tour sounds interesting.
Don't tell Tegan that's your plan.
It'll give us a good overview of the town.
You mean I want to meet the real witch of Salem?
Yeah, I do. She might know something. I wonder why Tegan doesn't like her.
You don't have to investigate everything, Drew. Olivia steals Tegan's visitors, sounds like. You really want to do the dumb tour?
You don't have to come with me.
Yeah, geez,
Side by
Deirdre.
side. Gotta be honest, it does sound more fun than the museum.
What were you actually doing before you picked me up from the airport?
What do you mean?
You gave May a non-answer when she asked why it took you so long to stop by here.
A non-answer? Yeah, because I went to the police station.
And?
And they're still going through the evidence. And when they found out I was May's cousin, they started laughing.
So they think she did it.
Everyone does. So, I went
That's
to check out the
unprofessional.
Hathorn house myself. But I never went inside.
Tampered with evidence.
The ghost?
What? No. There was some weirdo there who told me the ghost was going to steal my soul. It was totally creepy. And then I found out that everyone in this town believes in ghosts, so I didn't enter.
Well, whatever or whoever it is, there's an explanation behind it. Did the police give you anything? Anything at all?
They told me there's a Judge Danforth in town, and he's going over the particulars of the Hathorn House estate. I found his office, but he kinda never let me enter his office. Believe me, I tried.
I know him.
Okay.
Not well, but enough to get through his door and have a conversation.
All right, are we going into town or what?
Sure.
Who could gain something by burning down a house?
An arson?
Insurance claim, maybe?
Possibly. Means, motive, and opportunity. We need to start interviewing. See if anyone checks off those 3 boxes.
And in your experience?
It's usually something much more personal.
Like arson.
The kitchen table has a great view out into the neighborhood.
Weird thing to mention. Okay.
Ned! Hi!
Nance, how have you been? Thanks for finally picking up.
Oh, awkward.
Sorry, I've been on a flight.
Busy on another case, huh?
Poor
No,
Ned.
you should really enjoy yourself more, Nance. Life's too short to be working all the time.
This isn't work for me. It's fun. Besides, crime doesn't take a vacation. Speaking of which, how's yours?
Ned, come on.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
1 second.
Sounds like you're having fun.
You know, standard fare. Nothing too crazy. I miss you, Nance.
I miss you,
Hey, give it back.
too.
Nancy, I'll call you later.
Call you later, Nancy.
Well, that was... yeah.
Yeah, it's because you're a horrible girlfriend, Nancy. Talk to Tegan, talk to Judge Danforth. Okay, don't want to do that. Message. These are the messages about getting the book. He was wearing a dark hood, wasn't properly rendered, and used smoke bombs to cover his escape. Yeah, we still don't know why he really wants that. And okay, pretty generic conversation with Ned there. Alright, let's go to the car? Is that what it wants us? Is that what it wants us to do? Yep. Equipped with WD-40 and a key we found in Austria. Oh. This looks spicy. Just turn right and go past the old cemetery. You can't miss it, okay? Oh, what else? Okay. A lot of cutscenes.
Visitors! By now, you know the story of the witches of Salem. Those poor souls were caught in a time of fear and greed, and they paid the price. They may have died, but witchcraft lives on in Salem.
Oh, this should be interesting.
The world would have you believe witches were not real. I'm not talking about old, ugly women who curse their neighbors and fly on broomsticks. The truth is, witches are real. They have always been real. They are alive and well. They are powerful, carrying the secrets of the world beyond the one we see. Ritual, mystery, magic. Most exist now only in secret, and they may be standing among you even now. It is said that in Salem, a coven of witches settled in recent years, set on revenge for the deaths of the Salem witches. Their ritual, one midnight on Halloween, unleashed the angry spirits of the past.
That's so cool.
That's so cool, that man said.
Thank you. Now, if any of you are interested in the real history of the witches of Salem, I provide self-guided tours through some of my favorite locations in town. And perhaps you too will see one of the restless dead.
Thief in Austria used the same kind of stage magic she's using.
Thief? There was a thief? What were you doing there?
Visiting a spooky old castle. You'd have liked it.
Do you regularly fly to Europe for investigations?
Sometimes.
And if you want to learn about being a witch, come forward.
Yeah, this is the other thing that, like, I don't know if they're gonna make a distinction with this, but the Salem, like, witches were not people that practiced witchcraft. They were just, like, people. Like, they're different than, like, Wiccans that, like, actually identify as witches. It's, like, commonly misunderstood in, like, popular media as, like, they were actually people that practiced some form of religion that was different than just Christianity. But no, they're all pretty much just Puritans that occasionally did math.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Me? Never.
It's like
Well,
a social hysteria
nothing too
thing.
bad,
It
I
wasn't
hope.
actually.
Did you know that in the
Wiccans.
Malleus Maleficarum, ginger hair was the sign of a witch? You're my kind of people.
I'm not nearly as talented as you are.
Aw, shucks. You're making me blush. Oh, there it is. Now I'm turning red. You truly are a witch.
So to become a witch, do I need to take a test or get a diploma?
A true witch is not made with pieces of paper. She is born to it and will feel the call. Bureaucracy is for persecutors. We don't need permission.
Bureaucracy
We
is
don't
for
live by
persecutors.
the rules. Anyway, what can I help you with?
Looking for a ghost. Class this first.
How did you perform that trick?
A witch never reveals her secrets.
God damn it,
It's
Olivia.
against the witch code.
That's not a thing.
A code? I thought bureaucracy and rules were for persecutors.
Thank you, dear.
Although, if you take my self-guided tour, I promise you will learn at least one secret about being a witch.
How often do you do this show?
Most nights. It gets busier around Halloween. And I'm sure you can figure out why.
How about the night that the Hathorn house was burned?
You look a little young to be working for the police, dear.
I've been alive
Oh
since
no,
1950.
it's nothing like that. We're just curious tourists.
40, 30, 38.
Because I've already spoken
Something.
with them.
And so, you were here.
I was out of town. Did you girls know that Salem is haunted? There's a ghost here. If you go on my tour, you'll learn where you can find it.
Just one?
Have you lived in Salem for long?
Born and raised.
So you know the Perrys?
Of course. Not well. If you are looking for them, Tegan is at the museum. She works there.
Not well. We're staying with Tegan. I figured there was some history between you two.
That was a long time back. We don't talk much now.
And May?
Yes, I know her too. Not spoken to her for a long time either.
But you've heard the rumors about her.
May is a troubled girl. And sometimes such girls get blamed for things that were not their... I don't think she burned down the Hathorn house, if that's what you're trying to get at. People with mundane minds look for mundane explanations.
Like arson.
Do you really believe some modern witch coven unleashed ghosts on Salem?
About 8 years back, there were rumors of a coven. That they performed a ritual to return the dead witches to Salem to seek out their revenge before the witches moved on.
Is there any evidence of such a coven?
Ever since then, ghost sightings have gone through the roof. Salem is now considered the most haunted place in the country.
Interesting.
You think it's a coincidence that the former home of the Hathorns was set on fire?
How else could the fire have started?
I heard there was not a single living soul in the house when it started burning. Keyword, living.
Okay,
The
Olivia.
world
We're
is
already going on your
composed of
tour.
two
Stop selling
equal
it.
parts, dark and light. The light
Where are you
we
looking?
see every day. It's the
Down here.
trees, the people, the birds. It's our world.
It's like
You can
pivoting.
even see
Oh,
it
there
at
we go.
night. The dark is the unknown. A plane of existence that vibrates just underneath the light.
Oh, you're
But if you were in a place like Salem, a place where a painful history permeates every surface, every crack, every brick, and every tomb, the dark will appear.
What is this guy doing?
Usually when you least expect it. That's why they say, don't be out past midnight in Salem, because the dark may reach out and take you. Also, did you know that Salem has more ghost sightings than any other city in North America? If you want to learn why,
He's like
you should
still
go on my tour.
cheering.
Talk to you later.
No, yes, no.
Huh.
Okay, more candles.
Fire at Hathorn House. We all know certain renegades in this town know something or two about fire.
May Perry, you don't think she'd do it again, do you? She was
Who's
so
talking?
young.
Wouldn't surprise me. Creeping around back alleys with her hood head down? Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, with her history, she's bound to already be in the sights of the neighborhood watch. So we'll find out soon enough.
He's a
My
witch.
thoughts
His
exact-
finger's going right through his phone. Okay. This is kind of cool, actually. Ah! Someone's behind me.
Darn. Missed the opening hours. Better luck tomorrow.
Tea. Talk to you? No. Can I talk to you? Oh gosh. Talk to you?
Fire at Hathorn House. We all know certain renegades in the...
That's the same
Perry.
thing.
Wouldn't surprise... My...
That was the same thing. It's not helpful. Here is the museum. Ooh,
It'll be
cemetery.
more useful to explore the graveyard with a tour guide.
Yes, thank you.
Let's visit the cemetery. I want a picture of Little Liberty.
That's the same lady that was over there. Come on, guys. You couldn't make more than 5 NPC designs? You're killing me. You're killing me. Alright.
The Salem Museum.
Thank you. Well, let's go in. Let's go in. That's terrifying. Oh. Not as terrifying as that, but, remembering the wrongly accused, my history never can be repeated. Ooh. That looks like it'll be useful later. Okay, thank you, yes. That's Tegan.
The figure of a Puritan woman accused of being a witch. These were
Yes, these were ordinary people. Exactly. Thank you, Nancy. She looks very calm, however. There we go. That's what I need to do. Like, this is all very disturbing. So it is a... Wow, I wonder which one... I wonder which book on this shelf is gonna be useful. God damn it. Roger Conant founded Salem in 1626 as a colonial town which was first called with the settlement's location in the mouth of the river. Settlers wanted to call it Salem, inspired by the Hebrew word for peace. Despite the peaceful beginnings as a settlement of immigrants, Salem is best remembered for the witch trials of the 17th century, the deadliest witch hunt in American history. Just a history of Salem there.
sad that even children are named in the list of those accused witches, like Abigail Johnson, just 11.
Yep, basically just that. In 1692, Abigail Johnson, age 11, was one such child accused, and her mother was accused. Yeah, I mean, it just, there wasn't even really a rhyme or reason after a while. Her aunt was arrested, Abigail's widowed mother, like, jeez. Yeah, ironically, the first accusers were children. Arguably, so at least in Salem, that is the case, but it's the adults that,
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Unnatural smoke, people loitering, someone carrying a jerry can. Don't hesitate, report it. Okay. Well, we had a whole lot of just let's seeing and humming, but I don't think there's anything we can actually do there.
Closed off. Looks like they're preparing a new installation.
Something suspicious. Ah!
Hey, sorry about the mess. We're in the middle of installing a big showcase. So what have you seen in town so far?
We decided to do the Real Witches tour.
Oh, you talked to Olivia.
What's with her getup? Witch? Street magician, maybe?
Everyone has to make a living. Is she telling the story about a coven living here in the recent past?
Yeah. Why?
Just bad taste.
Dude, Tegan's probably
Olivia
totally a
is
part of
quite
it.
the local character. I hope you don't mind if we do the tour. I want to see more of the town.
That's
and
my early
finding out a
prediction.
place's old superstitions is
Tegan
kind of
is
the
a
habit
part
I've
of
gotten
the coven.
into. I'm excited to look around the museum.
Of course.
Found tour ticket. Okay. Is this all we can do in the museum now? Is that...
Closed off.
Yep, okay. Okay, so that kind of appears to be it. So we need to find Judge Danforth and actually go on the tour. There is a lot of nonsense happening over here though, so let's figure out what's going on.
That group is really chanting up a storm.
Except for
What
this
has them
dude.
so
This dude's just
angry?
kind of there. He's like, maybe we want it, maybe we don't.
When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
What do we want?
They want justice and they want it now, damn it.
Yes, can I help you?
Hi, sorry to bother you, but we were looking for Judge Danforth's office.
Just across the hall. Why? What did you two girls do?
We didn't do...
I'm kidding. Alicia Cole, Esquire.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nancy Drew, and this is Deirdre Shannon. You're a lawyer.
Salem's best. The only practicing lawyer in the historic town limits, if you could believe it. And if you girls were in any trouble, I'd have no problem representing you.
I'm sure you
You
wouldn't.
both have that innocent look. Juries love it.
So you're saying we could get away with a crime?
We?
No? Partners in crime?
Sorry to bother you, Miss Cole. We'll check in with the judge. Have a good evening.
Early prediction, she's the villain. Like, if you go this far, why not just have Waz be an option?
You'd really become my enemy if I committed a crime?
Sorry. You shouldn't joke about that.
Why? You gonna arrest me?
No, but I'd call the police to report you. I'd also recommend you a decent lawyer, because I'm an excellent witness for the prosecution.
Wow.
I'm a lawyer's daughter, Deirdre. Don't mess with me. Hello?
Hey, Nancy.
Judge Danforth.
Yeah.
Calm
Hello. Ted? Is that you?
Ted?
No, Your Honor. My name is Nancy Drew. I think you've spoken with my father.
Nancy Drew? Carson's daughter?
Yes, and I'm with my friend Deirdre
Ted.
Shannon. We're investigating the arson of the Hathorn house.
Ah, yes, yes.
Can we come in?
Well, you see, no, I mean, I'd let you in, but I seem to have been locked in my office and I need some help getting out.
And I don't have any clues.
Do you know where I could find a key to your office?
Yes, I believe I gave a copy of the key to Alicia Cole as backup. She's just down the hall. I hope she's still here.
Okay. Clearly dealing with,
Yes, can I help
finest minds.
He said you might have a key.
you? Sorry, I gave him my spare. Unbelievable. Does this ever end?
Oh, well then, do you have a paperclip?
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, what business do you two have with the judge?
We're helping the judge with a case.
Anything I can assist you with?
She's totally the villain.
Thanks, but I think we got it. No need for a lawyer. At least, not yet.
Right.
Hello?
Oh.
I'll come back. Judge Danforth?
What? Alicia said she'd keep a copy for me.
Well, I did find a paperclip. I think I can pick your lock, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, right after she was like,
This
"You
shouldn't be
committed
too much of a
crime."
challenge.
Now she's like, yeah, I'm an excellent lockpicker. Okay. Feel for the pin that gives resistance, releasing the pin locks in place. Okay. Ah, damn it. Ah.
Still got it.
Efficient. How'd you learn to do that, actually?
Online video tutorial.
Someday you have to tell me about your secret life of breaking and entering, Drew. Because you're in danger of being cool. Which, honestly, I just don't like.
Someday.
Yeah, seriously, Nancy was like, oh, if you ever commit a crime, I'll report you. And then she was like, oh, here, let me just break and enter. Oh, wow, that is a sad-looking man.
Ah, those protesters are out there again, stirring the pot. You know, this town used to be a quiet place, but it seems lately there's been an element that has infiltrated our community. I have no doubt one of those troublemakers locked my door and threw away the key. Now, Nancy, your father and I have discussed.
Oh, sorry. I'm not Nancy.
Of course you're not. You look nothing like Carson. Did your father ever tell you about the time we won 4th place at the Lake Winnipesaukee Regatta? You see, at the time I had 20/10 vision, so I was the navigator and...
Judge, this is Deirdre Shannon. She's working with me on the case.
Deirdre, you're the one who tried to break down my door.
Breakdown?
Your Honor, that's an exaggeration. I was knocking. Heavily.
Look, I'm really busy, dealing with this Hathorn House business. Being a judge is not as simple as, you know, investigating during your free time.
Well, we just used our free time to unlock your door. So I'm sure you'll be willing to repay us with some answers to our questions. Right?
Yes, of course. What can I help you girls with?
Can you explain to us how you're involved with the Hathorn House?
Well, yes. The house was built by Judge John Hathorn during the 1600s. and it represented the oldest surviving structure from that era. Judge Hathorne, of course, was one of the 3 judges that presided over the Salem witch trials.
Yes, and I'm sure we can read all about the home's history in Salem's museum.
More recently, Frances Tuttle, Judge Hathorne's last direct descendant, lived in a small section of the house while the rest was left to fall into considerable disrepair. She was alone, except for a part-time caregiver, Lauren Holt, who had a bedroom in the carriage house. A few months ago, Frances Tuttle passed away, which left Hathorne House without a legal heir. According to the historical statutes of Salem, after 90 days, the house reverts to public property, the deadline of which is 2 days from now, at midnight.
Okay.
I was told that the burning of Hathorne House is suspected to be a case of arson. How did the police come to that conclusion?
The investigation found paint solvent residue on burnt embers,
Okay,
suggesting someone deliberately
That'll do
used an
it.
accelerant. Thankfully, Mrs. Tuttle never had to see what became of her home.
And what
Thankfully,
evidence do
she
you have that May
is
Perry
dead?
is the one responsible for this?
Evidence? Have you ever heard of recidivism? 3 out of 4 criminals in the United States are repeat offenders. And there's only one person in all of Salem who has a history of fire-related crime.
So, there is no evidence.
Not yet, but there will be.
You don't need evidence. She's already been convicted in the court of public opinion.
Is that what she said?
No, I'm saying it.
She has a history with this sort of thing.
What's May's motive? What does she gain by burning down the Hathorne house?
You'd have to ask her. And while you're at it, you can ask about her alibi, which she refused to give to the police.
Yeah, it looks bad.
So, any other questions?
So, how did Frances Tuttle pass away exactly?
The woman was 88 years old. The coroner confirmed her death was of natural causes.
So they never investigated Lauren Holt.
You need the suspicion of foul play to investigate someone, young lady.
We'd like to speak with her all the same.
She still lives on the estate, although for how much longer we do not know. You can also find her in her shop, Luminous Infusions. She might be willing to talk to you.
Luminous Infusions is a great name for a band.
So the Book of Apologies. Why did you really need it?
Yes, and first of all, I'm so glad you're all right. Nasty business. Had I known you were going to be put in harm's way, I would have never called Carson and asked for his help.
Okay.
I've done plenty of work for my father. Trust me. I can handle myself.
Yes, I'm sure you can.
Makes a little more sense,
So I've
maybe.
already heard some stories, but would you mind giving me your version of why the book is important?
Yes, so... Judge Sewell was rumored to keep a ledger of all the accused, intending to publish it to reconcile with their families and clear their names. But he passed away before he could do so.
Going to Austria for a rumored book seems like a heck of a long shot.
Well, I have been under some pressure from the AW group. AW as in accused witches.
Oh.
Don't you think it's dangerous throwing around May's name as a suspect before any evidence links her to the crime?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
From
This
what
is a
you
terrible
described,
judge.
There is no evidence against May. Yet you were saying that she did it. As a judge, I think you would be the first to admit that sounds prejudicial.
It is not just me, Miss Drew. There are plenty of people who believe that May is responsible for this crime. It is not prejudice when she is the only likely suspect.
Oh,
Actually,
gosh.
that is the definition of prejudice.
I'm not going to have this debate with you. Is there anything else?
Talk to you later.
Miss Drew, before you go, there is something else I need your help with.
You're not locked out of your car, are you?
Oh, no. There was an incident here recently. Someone broke into the evidence room.
With no clothes.
Oh. Have you called the police?
Well, no, not yet. I don't think anything was taken. Never mind. I'll call the police. Thank you for your time.
Alright, well that was suspicious. This music's pretty, really kind of banking on that. How do I help? Okay.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
Now! What do we want?
The face of revolution.
When do we want it? Now!
This man.
When do we want it?
Now! What do we want?
Okay. Well, that appears to be all the places, so I guess we can do the witch tour now? Right? Yeah?
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Well,
Talk to you later.
maybe we have to go to the cemetery? Ah!
It'll be more useful to explore the graveyard with a tour guide. Can't use that here.
Okay. Where should I use the tour ticket? Should I use it on Olivia?
Can't use that here.
Well, what the swiggity swooty?
This tour sounds interesting.
Welcome on my tour.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
That interaction! This tour sounds interesting. Welcome to my tour. Thank you. Okay.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Oh my goodness. You gotta be kidding me.
Can't use that here.
Why? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, and it's, it froze up on me. That's solid. Aces. Aces! This is just excellent. 10 out of 10 would recommend.